My son, my daughter, if you are here listening to this, it is because today, in the midst of everything surrounding you, in the midst of so many voices, noises, distractions, and tasks, you gave me 3 minutes. 3 minutes of inner silence, 3 minutes in which you decided to listen with your heart and not just with your ears. 3 minutes in which you renounced haste, urgency, and anxiety to sit with me. That is already the beginning of the change I want to make. Because when you stop to listen to me, it's not just time that slows down. It's your spirit that begins to breathe again. I know you. I know your struggles, your sleepless nights, your thoughts that no one hears, your silent tears that do not fall before others but reach me like prayers. That is why what I want to tell you now is not just another message for the day. It is a calling, a revelation, a direct response for this exact moment of your life. My child, you have been walking as one who tries to keep control, as one who pretends strength when in reality you are tired. Tired of carrying burdens you were never meant to carry, tired of waiting for answers that seem not to come, tired of smiling so as not to worry others, tired even of your own effort to keep going. But look, I am here. I never left your side. Even when you thought I was silent, I was working in areas you cannot yet see. Even when it seemed like nothing was happening, I was aligning the invisible so that, at the right time, the visible could be transformed. I know you completely. I know what you haven't told anyone. I know where it hurts, where it tightens, where it bleeds, where nostalgia, fear, and doubt pulse. And it is exactly in those places that I want to touch now, because I am the God who heals from the inside out. I am the God who restores beginning from the root. Have you noticed that you are in a time of transition, not fully in the past, but still not understanding the future? It is as if you are in the space between two worlds, the one that ended and the one that has not yet begun. The sky is still cloudy, but there is a light beginning to pierce through the clouds. The ground is still wet from the storm that passed, but the scent of new earth is already spreading. You are no longer trapped in what hurt you, but you are still learning to walk lightly. And it is exactly here, in this in-between place, that I speak. It is here that I teach you what pain tried to erase. It is here that I reveal that everything you have lived through until now was not in vain. Every tear, every silence, every no you heard, every door that closed, every person who left, all had a purpose. Not to break you, but to prepare you. Not to humiliate you, but to teach you. Not to distance you, but to draw you closer to me. The night was long, I know. You endured more than you thought you could. There were days when you got up without knowing how you would go on. There were moments when your soul screamed in silence, while outwardly you said everything was fine. But I was there. I saw when you took a deep breath to avoid crying in front of others. I saw when you chose silence to avoid causing more pain. I saw when you carried burdens that weren't yours, just to keep peace. And you know what else I saw? I saw your faith, that even without strength you still prayed. Even without understanding, you still believed. Even without seeing, you still hoped. And my child, it is with that wounded, small, tired faith that I will do great things. Because what activates my power is not the size of your faith. It is your surrender, your yielded heart, your broken spirit, and that you have given me. Now pay attention. The darkness is beginning to fade. What was confusing is starting to become clear. What was silence is beginning to resound with direction. The time of inner battles, deep insecurities, painful waiting, and closed doors is coming to an end. My child, I am doing something new, and that newness does not start on the outside. It begins within you. It begins with a realignment of your spirit with mine. It begins when you stop looking backward and decide to look at me. Because when you fix your eyes on me, everything changes. Even if outwardly things look the same, inwardly everything is transformed. You think you lacked courage, but what weighed you down was an excess of emotional, spiritual, and physical burdens. You were trying to carry the responsibility for everything, even things that were never yours to carry. But now, my child, I say to you, release it. Release the burdens, release the guilt, release the fears, let them go. Yes, even release the unanswered whys, because the time has come to walk lightly. The valley molded you, but it is no longer your place. The valley taught you, strengthened you, cleansed you inside. But now it is time to climb. I am calling you to the mountain of revelation, a place where you will see things as I see them, where promises will begin to make sense, where answers will come. And this new season that begins will not be marked by delays or frustrations, but by advancement, by harvest, by provision. What was stuck will be released. What seemed dead will be resurrected. What you thought you'd lost forever, I will restore abundantly. What the enemy tried to destroy, I am rebuilding with greater strength and beauty, because this is the time of change, the time of favor, the time of restoration. My child, in the coming days, you will begin to notice the signs, small, almost imperceptible things that will be confirmations of what I'm telling you now. People who once ignored you will start seeking you. Paths that seemed closed will naturally open. New doors will arise, and you won't have to force them, because when I open, no one can close, and when I decide to act, no one can stop it. In the coming weeks, your heart will begin to experience peace in areas that before only knew anxiety. Hope will bloom again. Faith will start to take deeper roots. In the coming months, you will see fruits. Things that were sown years ago will begin to sprout. Old prophetic words will begin to be fulfilled, not as a magical act, but as part of what I am doing with your life aligned to my will. And remember this, the table is set. A table of honor, of rest, of renewal. A table that I personally prepared with details only I know, because only I know everything you have faced to get here. This table was not hurried, it was not improvised, it was planned from the beginning. From the day you cried in silence, from that dawn when no one saw you but I heard you. From that moment when you thought you couldn't go on, but you still decided to continue. Every dish on this table carries something that was generated in secret. Here there is healing for old pains, answers for forgotten prayers, relief for burdens you were never meant to carry. There is warm bread of direction, new wine of joy, fresh anointing upon your head, and a place reserved with your name where no one else can sit, here before me. You are going to understand why you had to go through everything you went through. You will realize that losses made room for the eternal, that the deserts were not punishments but paths of maturation, that delays were not denials but preparation, that the silences were not absence but teaching. You will realize that every tear was a seed, every dark night was a school, every no was a yes in another direction. You will see that the closed doors saved you from falls that would have cost you your peace, your faith, and even your identity. And here, at this table, you will find not only peace but direction. A direction that doesn't come from human logic but from a breath of my spirit. You will reconnect with your essence, the one the world tried to erase with pressures and expectations. You will rediscover your purpose, not the one others defined for you, but the one I wrote for you even before you were born. And in that reunion with who you really are, you will know with clarity, with conviction, and with a restored faith that I never abandoned you. My child, it is time to rise, not in haste, but with firmness, to lift your head, not out of pride, but because you know who holds you. It is time to dream again, and to dream big, to dream without fear of frustration, because now you dream with a heart aligned to mine. It is time to walk with confidence, not because everything is already solved, but because I am with you in every step, every curve, every new beginning. You are no longer bound to the past. The invisible chains that held you back have been broken, the guilt has been removed, the shame erased. You are standing before a new time, before an open heaven, before promises about to be fulfilled, before a cycle where what once was tears will be smiles, where burdens will become testimonies, and doubts will become certainty. It is time to live what I prepared so carefully. It is time to bloom in areas that were dry. It is time to touch what once seemed unreachable. It is time to release what has been held back for so long. It is time to open your eyes and see that the season has changed. Winter is over, the rains have stopped, the opposing winds are dying down, and what once seemed like the end is now only the beginning. Because this time is yours. I prepared it with purpose, with love, with promises, and with grace. And if you have made it this far, then get ready. The best days of your story are still to come. And as you step into this new season, I need you to understand, I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be available. I do not seek performance from you. I seek your heart. I am not impressed by outward appearances. I am moved by inward surrender. There will be days ahead when doubt will whisper again, when old fears will try to revisit. Do not be alarmed by their presence. Instead, recognize them for what they are, echoes of a life you are no longer bound to. You are walking into new territory, and the enemy of your soul fears your advancement. Be vigilant, with what you allow to take root in your mind. Thoughts are seeds, and seeds become forests. Nurture the seeds of faith, hope, and trust, and refuse to water the seeds of fear, comparison, and condemnation. You must also guard the atmosphere around you. Voices will come, some well-meaning, others not, but you must weigh every word against the truth I have already spoken over you. Not every advice is wisdom, not every opportunity is from me. Learn to recognize my peace. My peace will be the compass that guides you. Where I lead, even amidst challenges, there will be a deep assurance, a knowing beyond understanding that you are exactly where you are meant to be. I am teaching you to walk not by what is visible, but by what is eternal. The visible will often scream urgency, but eternity moves with purpose. Trust my timing, even when it stretches you beyond your comfort. This is also a season where I will train your hands for new battles. Not battles to survive, but battles to take territory. Victories not merely of defense, but of expansion, of dreams fulfilled, of promises possessed. You will notice new desires awakening within you, not selfish desires, but heavenly ones. Dreams that you set aside because you thought they were too big, too foolish, or too costly will begin to stir again, and you will know they were never dead, only dormant. I will teach you how to build slowly and steadily. No rushed foundations, no fragile structures. You will build with wisdom, and what you build will withstand storms because it will be founded on what I have spoken, not on the shifting sands of emotion. In this time I will also deepen your roots before expanding your branches. Many want the visible growth without the hidden strengthening, but I love you too much to let you grow without depth. Deeper roots mean longer-lasting fruit. I will show you the hidden treasures buried in the field of your obedience. As you keep walking, seemingly mundane steps will unlock hidden wells of favor you could not have seen from a distance. Some relationships will naturally shift. Not every person can walk with you into the places I am taking you. Do not grieve when I prune. Pruning is not punishment. It is preparation for more fruit. You will learn the art of stillness even in movement. An inner stillness that comes from knowing that your identity is not tied to what you produce, but to who you are in me. There will be divine interruptions at moments that seem inconvenient at first, but are actually invitations into miracles. Do not rush past them. Stay sensitive. Some of the greatest breakthroughs come disguised as small detours. I am inviting you to become more intentional in your stewardship. Steward your words, your time, your relationships, your dreams. Treat every assignment, however small it seems, with honor, for nothing done in love is ever wasted. Prepare your heart also for restoration in areas you gave up on. I am the God who not only restores but multiplies. I can breathe life into what seemed irreversibly lost and make it thrive again. You will begin to notice an acceleration, but it will not be the frantic pace you once knew. It will be a graceful acceleration where doors open at the right time and strength is given exactly when needed. Pay close attention to the quiet whispers. I often speak not in the noise, but in the gentle nudge, the holy stirring, the subtle shift that others might overlook. I will also draw you closer to the needs of others, not to burden you, but to bless you. Compassion will deepen in you, and through it, you will discover joy that runs deeper than mere happiness. Every act of faith, no matter how small, will be met with my presence. Every step forward, even if trembling, will be met with my strength. I am not distant from your weakness. I am present within it. You will find yourself speaking words of life without even planning it. Conversations will shift atmospheres because you carry my breath.